have another report from the Office of the Inspector General here in Chicago that is now calling several things in terms of local governance into question. And so we want to bring in our political reporter, Paris Schutz, to talk more about this term that has come back up to the top of our minds. I don't know if it was buried for just a few months, but the mayor's so-called gift room. What's going on there?
Yeah, Anita, it's the gift room that keeps on giving, apparently. This made headlines several months back when the Inspector General put out a report that said that the mayor was not following city code in reporting the gifts that he had received as mayor, things like handbags, signed jerseys, things like that, a bottle of whiskey, or some kind of high-end bottle of alcohol. And so the mayor made sure to open up the gift closet. He let reporters in. He did a tour on YouTube of it to make sure it was accessible. He had responded to that IG's report after they had tried many times unsuccessfully to exert some oversight and just kind of get a log of what the gifts were, from whom, and where they were. And so we went in and saw the gift room, and they seemed to just be tchotchkes, but some high-end items. And today, the Inspector General came out with some more information saying that, in fact, the mayor's office had turned the IG's office down so many times, and they did not get that gift closet together until after the IG had tried and been turned away from looking. So wherever those gifts were located before, however they were logged, it was something different. So once this IG investigation was fully up, the mayor's office got this gift closet up and running, and basically what the IG report today says is it's one of a couple of examples that show that she believes the mayor is just hostile to oversight, constantly trying to stonewall IG conducting kind of routine oversight investigations of things like this.
Yeah, she talked about this repeated denied access here, and she says unannounced inspections are an important tool in oversight work, allowing for unmanipulated assessment of practices, behaviors, and conditions. So is she calling this an ethics violation?
I think probably. I mean, it doesn't seem like this kind of thing carries any kind of fine, or that they're breaking any law here, but it's breaking kind of a city's written ethics code here. And she's just kind of, been out there saying that she believes the mayor should comply. And to their credit, the mayor's office did get all these gifts together. They did start to get an incomplete log of, where these gifts were coming from. And so they say, hey, that's a sign that we are cooperative and we're not hostile. But, she's saying that that's not enough, that it takes regularly, they keep finding reasons to stonewall Inspector General investigators from going in and conducting this kind of oversight.
Yeah, so essentially he's saying, like, I'll do it on my own terms. What
Pretty much.
Is she asking for some accountability steps?
I didn't see in the report that she was asking for any kind of like recourse or anything other than to do what she's asking, basically, and to stop coming up with ways and reasons to stonewall what she says is their legal duty to go in and conduct these kinds of oversights on city premises. And she said about the gift closet, this is not the mayor's gifts. I mean, this is city property. This belongs to the city. And so she says the IG has a duty to comply. And basically she says, the cost of this is a deficit of legitimacy, with residents. If the mayor is, constantly stonewalling these investigations, then it looks like there's something to hide, which she says causes this mistrust among citizens.
Mm-hmm. So if she's not calling for anything for him to do at this point, because he's already kind of opened it up, made it an actual room that people can go in and see, and there's a checkout process and all of those things, what do we really see as the reason for a report like this coming out?
Probably just a frustration and to raise awareness to the public and to maybe exert some pressure on the mayor that, if this is going to be public and reported in the media, then perhaps she believes that the mayor's office will have more of an impetus to comply here, as she, has kind of shown in this report that, the traditional routes have not worked to her liking. But again, the mayor's office issued a response and said, in response to her concerns, we created a new gift closet that was bigger, more accessible, so it could be on display for everybody. And they noted that only 2 members of the public ever signed up to come see it, and no one ever showed up.
Wow.
So, I mean, it seemed to be more kind of hype and news kind of intrigue than it was like public intrigue. But as you remember, I mean, the gift closet became a pretty widely used attack line against the mayor, especially when he went to testify in Washington, D.C., as many Republican congresspeople were claiming that he was hiding the gifts that the city was receiving. So it's certainly gotten a lot of attention, but I've been in that closet, and again, it was a lot of tchotchkes and sweaters and shirts and stuff from schools and signed basketball and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me take.
He had a signed basketball from Tom Izzo, the coach of Michigan State, randomly, which was weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a little random. So let me ask you a few things that take us away from Chicago real quick, and we'll end up coming right back. But obviously, it's election day for several states. What is your take on the big races?
Well, I mean, I think we can only look at turnout right now, which is expected to be high in the borough of New York, and we can only look at the polling, and it shows Mamdani, the Democratic Socialist candidate, with a pretty wide lead consistently over Andrew Cuomo, the former governor who had to resign in disgrace because of sexual harassment allegations. And then we've got the New Jersey governor, the Republican Jack Ciattarelli versus the Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, Democrat, and then over in Virginia. I'm sorry, Spanberger's Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Jersey is Mikey Sherrill, another Democratic congressman, versus Ciattarelli. So, I mean, a lot of folks view this as kind of like a preview to the midterms. If Democrats do well in these elections, then it could spell doom for Republicans and Trump in 2026, as Trump is drowning in a lot of public opinion surveys, especially his handling of the economy is not. He's got very low poll numbers on that, and recent polls that came out show among the lowest he's ever received while in office. So a lot of headwinds for Republicans. Democrats haven't been polling that popular either. So we'll see if that mutes the gains that they are expected to make. But obviously Trump has been posting up a storm on social media, seemingly worried about Mamdani defeating Cuomo in New York, and then the Prop 50, the redistricting vote in California, which also looks to go in Governor Newsom's favor there.
Yeah. And of course, it seems like places like Indiana and even Illinois would be looking at how voters come out and make their voices heard on that particular issue.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the president has tried, and I think it's pretty obvious that they feel the pressure here for 2026 that, again, economy teetering a little bit, bad economic numbers, costs are way high, promises not looked at as being kept on those things, and that's that could be a bellwether that shows that their party's going to lose. And so trying to gain an advantage with mid-decade redistricting, as California then is kind of counterpunched, and Democrats have asked Illinois to kind of get in the mix, although Illinois is already fairly gerrymandered in favor of Democrats. So there's not much more that could happen in Illinois, but that's kind of this battle is being played out in Texas and California and Indiana now, and we'll see where that vote goes. I don't think they've had that vote in Indiana, and some other states possibly getting into the mix like Virginia as well.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us a few other things that you're working on for Chicago Report tonight.
Well, this last-minute resignation, well, not resignation, but decision of 4th Congressional District Representative Chuy Garcia to hang it up has caused a lot of stir here, because the way he did it, he had announced he was going to run. He had fundraisers as recently as a couple weeks ago, and then reports come out after the deadline that anyone who wants to run can get petitions in. The deadline passed, and then the reports come out that Garcia has chosen not to run again, and instead his chief of staff, Patty Garcia, somehow was able to get that news prematurely and circulate her petitions and be the only Democrat to get them in on time. So it's causing a lot of critics to say that Garcia, who is a noted reformer who spoke at the No Kings rally, is kind of using the old Chicago machine style of politics to make sure that he gets the person to replace him that he wants. while not giving voters a true choice because it's too late for anyone who might have wanted to jump in to get into the race. The deadline's passed. And he did an interview where he said, look, he's doing this because of his wife's deteriorating health, other family considerations, and the timing just coincidentally kind of timed out that way. But a lot of folks saying there's no coincidences in Chicago politics. And at the same time, you know, anyone who wanted to run could have run. The thing is, when they thought that Garcia, the incumbent, 3-time incumbent, was going to run again, they chose not to because it would probably be pretty tough to defeat the incumbent with a big organization behind him. So this way, it's kind of like he gets his preferred replacement without really offering much of a choice, at least in the Democratic primary.
Yeah, coincidental timing to a T. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Literally
Paris.
right as the deadline hit. That's when the report came out.
Nothing to cause any questions at all.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, Paris.
All right, Anita.
We'll see you later tonight.
All right.